So, Ralf, tell me a little bit about what it was before we started working together. Why did you reach out to me originally? How was it like before? Ralf 1.0.
1.0, right. At the time I reached out to you, it was kind of a low point, obviously. I was dating a girl that was rather toxic or just not good for me. But at the time, I didn't really know what was wrong because I was this nice guy, trying to please, with every bit, accepting anything and anything, everything that she said or did, and always just questioned, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? What should I do differently? How should I behave? Um, really was very, very unclear on what my way would be, towards this relationship and, with myself as well. As you know, when we first met, I was like 15 kilos more. No real drive, at my workspace as well, because the relationship put me down, and I just put everything on hold for myself and focused like solely on this other person. Did everything.
And how did that turn up for you, by the way? Like that behavior around this woman?
It turned out horribly, to be honest. It was horrible. At the end, I made some sort of mistake in her mind that I can't really explain what it was. But in my life, like me and my progress or my development stopped for like a year. There was nothing. I was just fully focused, and I lost that year, to be honest, like for myself.
Right. So it's a little bit like you kind of prioritized her completely, prioritized the relationship over who you are completely, and you were constantly trying to please and appease. But in the end, you still did something quote unquote wrong because she was not happy with your behavior.
Yes, exactly.
Even though you were trying to make her happy all the time.
Even though I was trying to make her happy every time and give her space, give her non-space, accepting everything, and basically, putting my life on hold.
And there was like a pattern that you had also before meeting her, right?
It's the same pattern. It was the same pattern always. With this one, it was like a little bit of excessive, on the outcome. But this was my pattern, like in general, this was my pattern. Like, be nice, putting the woman on the pedestal and just, basically, as you say, like worshiping her and really trying to always be nice, always do the right thing, always do everything for this particular woman. It was really hard, for me to approach women because it was just, I'm the nice guy. I was the nice guy. So you never really did all this approaching women and yada yada yada, etc. It was really the same pattern all over again. And then I stumbled on you towards you on the internet, and I remember I sent you an email and asking about the book.
Yeah, you texted me on Instagram asking me about the book.
Yeah, that was the first time, and then we had our first call, and from that call, I got this like really, really deep and very good vibe. That I clicked together, and it said painful but right things. Figured out what was sort of going towards like the issue in our first talk, and I remember I reached out to you afterwards and just saying it's like I never felt like so comfortable talking about this because I also never really talk on things like this, and it took like I don't know, not very long, and I told you it's like I want to do the program.
Right. So when we jumped on the coaching, we did some one-on-ones for a time. How was it? How was it like? What was it that you were realizing throughout the coaching process that was pulling you out of where it is that you were? What did you find out about yourself, about the world?
Um, Several things, of course. Um, the obvious thing that was rather clear to me, that I'm just like a people pleaser, always just trying to be nice. Um, but also things that were not obvious to me, because in the coaching I didn't really expect to go in so deep. And uh, for example, we had this one time, why are you always holding back? Why are you always pleasing and just relaxed? And how can you put your life on hold? And you made me really go back into my past. And I found out it's like, okay, I'm the middle child. I had an older sister who was very demanding. I had a little brother who was very demanding. So in order to help my parents, I was the one that, okay, I'll take a step back, I'll hold back on what I want, and so to make it easier for my parents. And we dug in so deep, and I found out that these things were issues that I took into the rest of my life, and I never really noticed. I never noticed at all because I never thought about this.
So you're saying that there were patterns that you were acting
Yes.
all your life unconsciously. You didn't know that, but there was really
Yes.
affecting your relationships. It was affecting your life, and
Yes.
and these patterns is what actually led you to that toxic relationship, right? Right. So what did you do to kind of let's say get over these patterns? Like how what did you do to get over them, and what like and what happened? Like we're still let's remain in the coaching process, like before we
Yes.
talk about how things are right now, but like
No,
what
no,
were
no.
you doing along the process?
We did several things that really, really, really helped me. One thing was, whenever I feel that there's something that I'm stuck or I feel uncomfortable doing something, we went to this part where we said, just take a minute, close your eyes, go back to the first memory that pops up in your head where you were acting like this, and then try and then just tell this past you what you would do right now, what you should do right now.
Yep.
And that really helped. That really helped me, because I was never really the kind of person that went back into something. So I was really facing these issues, and I started setting boundaries because I never really set boundaries, which was a very interesting process because I set so many boundaries that I sometimes was grumpy towards other people. Or they thought I was just grumpy and mean. I was just like, I had to really, after never really setting boundaries, I had to find out where the level is, like where it's good and where it's bad. Which you told me as well. It's like, well, you're probably going to do it, and I was like, yeah, I overdid it. And then we had several things that went really, really deep. I think the one thing that really, really touched me was, having to write, my own funeral speeches of people that I want to talk about me, from work and from my lifetime and from my partner.
Knowing what kind of man you would like to be and defining that in your head.
Yeah, exactly. How do I want them to describe me in this manner? That was really deep. That was very, very emotional in the end, and that took several attempts to go there. And you making me really like face these inner demons that you have within you was really what helped me overcome this. And also the personal mission statement of what is it that makes you, what is it that you want to be.
So how is that process of kind of defining who you are, who you want to be, learning how to face those demons, claiming this agency over your life? How does that look like now after the coaching process? What's different?
There's several differences. I stick to healthy patterns that, for example, going to work out. No, it doesn't matter what you do. For me, it's CrossFit now. it doesn't matter if I want to go or if I don't want to go. I just go. This is, it's good for me. It's good for my body. It's good for my mindset because I can completely shut off the world and go. Try to stand out in certain ways, changing glasses, changing the beard, changing the hair because, I had hair when we met.
Well, you would call it hair, but
yeah, I called it hair. It was not really hair.
yeah.
Being proactive, like really changing things in your life, like not just thinking about what I may want to do, and instead of just I set a goal. Yeah, okay, I think I want this. How long will it take to get there, and what steps do I have to take in the meantime, and really set goals towards this and reach this. And for the dating part, I have my personal mission statement next to my bed. It's revised this January, because it was like 2 years now, roughly, that I had this. I didn't change too much, but I changed a few points. And every time I have doubt or I wake up, in somewhat a bad mood, I always read this. It makes me feel a lot better. I'm much more what's the word? I'm much more easy towards women and just talking because I just practice. I practice on friends. I practice dating on friends. I practice direct approaches. I practice dating habits and patterns and how to set up a date. And it was really successful. I haven't found the one yet, but I'm constantly dating someone. I still have my list in my pocket of how I would like my woman to be. My checklist always helps me remind me of those things. And right now I'm just enjoying life. I'm really enjoying life. I'm easy. I'm outgoing. I changed places of where I feel comfortable, and also just talking to women. As my CrossFit box, I know certain places. Go to a book reading, go to outdoor sports because I'm really into the sports theme right now. And for now, it becomes much more easy just to approach women and just talk to them. Mostly because I don't really care what happens. I'm just there. It's like no is not a bad thing, and no is just a no. As you always said to myself, is like pack it to experience and move on.
Yeah.
I sometimes still use the sword of truth and the shield of justice, or on the other way around. I'm not quite sure.
That's a good one.
I just go there. It's like, you're just fucking beautiful. I'm sorry, I just have to tell you this.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed that there's conversation coming out of this. It's really, really great.
No one takes that as a bad thing.
No. I seriously no. Yes, okay, then that's your problem.
Yeah.
It's just like, for me, like the most recent experience was that I was flirting with a woman. And she tried to, give me the vibe of trying to find out who she is, and I found out that she was actually gay. So I was supposed to be gay, and she didn't tell me. It's just like and, the old me would be devastated. Would be fucking this. How could I not read the signs or whatever? The new me, or the me right now, it's just like, hey, dude, she didn't tell you that she's gay, so you must have done fucking amazing.
Yeah, maybe you ungayed her.
There's several things like this right now. Being able to read signs is something that really, really took a lot of practice, but is something that it became so important just to know when a woman was actually interested or not, and just to be able to see not everything because we're still men,
Sure.
but really get to these parts. And so I'm doing great.
Right. Fuck yeah, that's fucking amazing to hear, man. I'm always happy to catch up with you and to hear about your process, like seeing how you are right now with your smile, and you're looking so confident, and you're just so chilled with your little hat there with the build hat.
Keep relaxing.
Yeah. I love that. I love seeing that. Yeah, it just brings joy to my heart, man. Really, really cool.
Yeah, thank you for coaching me, because I know it wasn't easy always, but um, it's great to what efforts and what lengths you go in within these coachings, and how deep they can really, really touch your heart. Which
What I like seeing is that all of these things happen from like an internal process rather than like, I didn't teach you what to say. I didn't teach you
no.
right. It was just everything is just this internal process shifted, and all of a sudden all of these things come out like in just a more authentic way out of you.
Yeah, that's like
being you.
for as you always said, it's like you're not there to give us any patterns or any ways of doing things. I can give you guys an example of how you did it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But me and all the other guys, we all find our own way and our own interpretation of how we do these approaching and how we do everything. We just get the right tools, and we get the right coach to actually really wanting to work on this by yourself.
Mm.
And that is just, as I said, I read the course by now, I think like 4 or 5 times. Always do this. Always love to be able to come back, read it, being, just assuring yourself that, yeah, this is still the right way that you want to follow. It's just amazing.
That's amazing, man. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for doing this.
No problem, Ari.